GSL.
What's up, guys? We're back. It's time for our second best of 5 here in today's GSL Code A.
That is correct. A PvP Liquid HerO trying to make a comeback to Code S, but he's going up against Terminator from Jin Air Green Wings, an extremely strong Protoss player.
Yeah, very solid Protoss player. I, back in the day, was a huge fan of Liquid HerO. I guess I still am, but we don't get to cast him very much. But he had a really cool way of approaching the game, a cool way of looking at the game.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to have more staying power in GSL.
Yeah.
Than he's had now. It's good that he's back for sure, but we'll see how he does against Terminator.
Yeah, it's I wonder how well he's going to do here, though. Like, I never really thought, to be perfectly honest, like, I liked HerO. I always loved his style and stuff. I never thought that he would be able to stay at the top. And he actually stayed at the top a lot longer than I thought he'd be able to, just because he was so stylistic and so micro-heavy.
What I thought we were going to have was, because he was so stylistic and so micro-heavy, that would then just evolve into like a macro player with some more stylistic timings. But yeah, that didn't quite happen.
No,
he was more of a micro machine.
Yeah, something like that. But here he's going up against Terminator, and I feel like Terminator is such a brainy player. If Terminator planned this series right, I can't see him losing. Like, if he's bringing smart builds, and he normally does. Like, Terminator, again, this guy is actually the team captain of Jin Air Green Wings. He's, like, I guess, one of the older pros on the team. And we even saw him beat CJ HerO, the better of the heroes, last season.
Yeah.
Like, his understanding is very deep. He's very good. So I think if he just chooses rock-solid builds, things like Stalker Pressure, Oracle into, like, Blink, and Blink into Robo, like those types of builds, I think if you just do that, or even actually DT openers, I think that set of builds, if he just kind of rotates through there, can't imagine Liquid HerO being good enough to beat him. I just can't do it.
PvP is a matchup that's a little bit more micro-intensive, a little bit more timing-based, but maybe we shouldn't focus too much on that just because it's been long enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he's evolved as a player. I think the big question is, how has he evolved, and
well, we haven't
how does
seen
that
him
match up to Yeah, we haven't. I think it's been 2 years since we've casted him.
Well, I've casted him some at foreign events.
I don't believe I've casted him at foreign events in the last 2 years.
Well, because he hasn't really been getting as deep as you would hope, you know? So I'm not exactly sure on how well he'll do. But, guys, before we start, by the way, got to mention once again, John the Translator let me know that the GSL, the new app that we have, if you download that for GOMEXP, you can actually get the VODs without subscribing within 24 hours. Isn't that cool?
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's an incentive, guys. So go get that app now. Close Hearthstone for a second on your phones and go open up that app.
Indeed. So, Terminator, real badass. He beat CJ HerO once again. And the way that he beat him, I actually remember I've watched those VODs several times, was based off of a really great understanding of when to continue producing Blink Stalkers and when to utilize them. Because a lot of PvP can be decided about the player who realizes that they have, like, literally a 2 Blink Stalker advantage and then they push it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
That advantage is huge in PvP if you do it just right. And that's something that we've seen out of Terminator really quite a bit.
Well, HerO, this could be a huge moment. If he got back into Code S, that would be quite a story. We just saw Fantasy get back in there. That's really exciting. Of course, always have any old school Broodwar guy here, but now to have an old school StarCraft II guy popping back into GSL Code S. I mean, we're really getting a very diverse lineup for Code S, which is cool. It's kind of like, fantasy fiction where you get all the Marvel action heroes, all the DC action heroes, put them all together.
Yeah. Unfortunately for the Koreans that are coming back to Korea, they're the DC heroes and just a bit inferior to the Marvel heroes who are on Kespa teams.
This is true. If we had one that was a DC hero then, from the ones that came back, which one's Batman?
Give me a minute.
That's a tough one.
It would have to be one that wins.
Let me do the let me do the map lineup here. We have Overgrowth, Merry-Go-Round, King Sage on Station, Bonnie Research Station, and Deadwing.
Batman was supposed to be a Marvel hero, so I don't know that there is one.
I don't know. Hey, let's see here. Who else is on DC? They have Fantastic. No, Fantastic Four is Marvel, right? There's Batman, and all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank on anybody else who's DC.
DC is like Superman. Is DC?
Yeah,
that would
that's
be
right.
Tasia right there.
Because that would be anybody who's on the Super Friends, right?
I
DC
think so.
is Super Friends, right?
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman,
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
It's a bad hero.
I just saw last night the first 2 episodes of Daredevil.
Was that any
on
good?
Netflix. Not bad. I mean, I have to see a little bit more to tell you, but
let me know if it's really good. I'm not going to check it out unless it's really good.
That's the problem, man. There's too many TV dramas on. GSL is 4 hours a day. It's tough to keep up with all the good content that's out there nowadays.
Indeed.
So map 1's going to be on Overgrowth. I think this is going to be very telling to see how these two match up here. This is a map that allows for all sorts of builds, proxy builds, standard builds, lots of different timings. With a player we're quite familiar with now, Terminator, and a player we used to be familiar with, HerO.
Yeah. It's definitely Terminator favorite, guys. We'll see if Liquid HerO can do it, though. I'd be pleasantly surprised if he could take out Terminator.
Game number 1 is starting up on the map Overgrowth. In the upper right, in the red, he is
Air Green Wings Terminator.
in the bottom left in the blue. He is on Team Liquid.
Liquid HerO.
Sometimes you got to look at different pro gamers from different time periods, and it's almost like an accelerated version of a map of all the dinosaurs. The people from the Cretaceous period or the Jurassic period.
Yeah.
I'm not even really trying to be funny with this here. Oh, there's lots of Hearthstone, but only one HerO can prevail. Now the question is, does HerO have the right hero power with that?
Well, that capitalization of HerO is for CJ HerO. I wondered.
Oh, I didn't even catch
I wonder if
that.
that was meant to be like that. Sometimes it's hard to remember how they cap their names, but this hero uses capital H, capital O, and other hero uses only capital O.
I think if we had to make, if you and I ruled all of esports,
yeah,
and made all the rules, which we do, but just not quite with an iron fist. I think one rule we'd have to put in is to limit the number of pro gamers that choose the ID either HerO or Rain.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is the HerO and the Rain that came later are like 1 billion times better than
and then
the
the one
HerO
after that would be Karn. Somehow there's more than one pro gamer named Karn.
Yeah, that's weird.
So we have Liquid HerO right now peeking around the map and checking for any proxies. And there are no proxies there, at least none so far.
Oh, it looks like he's going to hide something here.
Oh, cool.
That's, it might just be a pylon hide. That's like a really cool little trick you can do in PvP. It can really freak your opponent out to realize there's something out there. You know, obviously when you hide it like that, it's not going to be something like Stargate, but oftentimes that's what they'll think about because that's the most dangerous proxy tech, really.
Exactly.
Like, I guess you can hide BT tech, but proxy Stargate is a very quick win if you're not prepared.
This was more popular early on in StarCraft II, and it's been a little bit less popular now. But it's basically almost always worth it to do something like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're pretty hard pressed to make an argument where this isn't that good.
Yeah.
Especially for where he hit the pylon. Looks like it might be spotted here anyways.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice spot. Damn, Terminator's on top.
Oh, no,
my
he missed
God.
it. That was a good try, though. Like, he has the idea of what HerO's probably up to. By the way, as I was mentioning before, like, I think that one of the ways that Terminator guarantees his victory is with builds like Oracle into Blink. I think that's what we're going to see here. Like, Oracle into Blink, in my opinion, might be the best build. The only thing is, if your opponent happens to open Phoenix, you're pretty screwed. Anything other than that, though, you're going to be in good shape against. So I really like this opener from Terminator. Oh, and he goes Phoenix because he thinks it's a proxy Oracle like we were talking about.
It's working. And see,
wow.
This is what's so smart. These strategies work the best against players who are really smart.
Yeah.
If you did this on a very low league in the ladder, the odds of your opponent even noticing that you're missing a pylon are actually quite low.
Yeah.
But when you're against someone like Terminator who's counting everything,
Yeah, man. Look at this. He is so careful right now for an Oracle. His probe is still walking around looking. This is a perfect counter by HerO. Like, a perfect setup, basically.
Yeah. No, he's duped Terminator.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think there's a very good argument against not ever doing something like what HerO's doing here.
Oh, this is great.
I look at it and I think it's
the
perfect.
potential reward is gigantic, and what you're spending to do it is very small.
And the risk is very, very low, really.
Yeah, like where that pylon is?
That's going to be where the third base is.
He sees that.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He's not even going to send anything to it. It's like too out of position to do anything about. All that he loses is a little bit of scouting or mining time to send a probe there.
Yeah.
So that's like really fantastic. He's got a quicker Nexus. We have one Phoenix out that doesn't really do much aside from scout. And he even went very quick robo to get detection because he's like, God, I don't know what this is. He's trying to counter everything at once, basically. So, very, very impressed. HerO's got to be feeling good about this right now.
Yeah, if he needed a certain lead here early on, he's got it. Now here's the pylon being spotted right now by Terminator, which was going to cement, stamp the seal on the on what exactly happened back there. That there was no pylon hidden out somewhere weird, no weird tech. That confirms everything.
Well, at least these Phoenixes slow everything down a little bit for HerO. That's very often the case. Like the Phoenixes, if your opponent plays very well against them, won't get too many probe kills, like an Oracle sometimes can. But they definitely can slow you. This is how you prevent the probe kills, basically, is by not mining from your natural right away. So we're actually going to have Terminator mining there just slightly earlier, which is that actually happens more than you would imagine.
It's pretty crazy. So this game is already off to a really good start, actually. I wonder how many more times HerO can do strats like this, because it's very liquid HerO.
Yeah.
Even though it's been a while, especially for me to cast this guy, I mean, immediately I'm seeing that play style there again. Phoenixes are going to come in here now, see if they can't grab some probes on the gas.
Yeah, he's got nothing here. So a couple kills, a Nexus Cannon forced. Good usage of those Phoenixes.
And he just runs back after that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he actually hit the pylon. Can't believe that.
Well, we are about to have Blink here for Liquid HerO. Ooh, another probe kill.
It's 37 probes to 34 right now, with Terminator in a slight lead. And the Dark Shrine, by the way, being started. And I believe that's actually in the upper left-hand side of the map.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We see a blip there. I believe that is the
I think you're right.
Dark Shrine.
That's smart, because the Phoenixes are getting insane amounts of scouting intel.
And I don't think there's as much of a demand to make Observers right now. He sees these Stalkers, so I think he's more inclined to make Immortals. So
absolutely. And he is, in fact, making those Immortals. He sees how late the gases are at the natural. But that's what makes us sneaky. And so far, Liquid HerO is doing very, very well with these mind games, really utilizing the fact that Terminator is, as we were saying, such a smart player.
And I have to say, if there's a game that he can win right off the bat, especially with that Phoenix snipe, this is going to be it. Oh my God! Okay, he's not going to go over the DT Shrine in the upper left. Sometimes that happens where you just push a Phoenix away and it ends up scouting you.
I want to see if there's an Observer anywhere for Terminator, and if so, where? Like, generally, you do want to just make one no matter what and leave it at the front of your base, but some people skip that when they feel a little bit behind.
He might have skipped it, too, just because he got that expansion of late. I don't believe we have an Observer. I think there's actually...
I think you might be right. I think we might see, like, a really quick win
There's
right
no
here.
Observer.
It's possible.
There's none.
Yeah.
HerO has an Observer, and
man.
Terminator does not.
Oh,
There's
he's
no
in a lot of
Observer
trouble.
made. I think, yeah.
Ooh, two
Each
DTs.
DT goes to one base. That's the way you normally want to do it. And
yeah, that's kind of brutal.
Pretty much ends from there. Even if they chrono out an Observer, the amount of interrupted mining time is incredible.
How many Immortals does he have? Is it 2 or is it 3?
I think it's about to be 3.
Okay, you know what?
No, it should be 3. I'm sorry. I saw HerO make an Immortal, and I thought that was Terminator for a second.
Maybe just 2. 2 would make it a much more winnable game for HerO, because even if the DTs do a lot of damage, 2. A counterattack with this better unit comp against Blink Stalkers mostly would do very well.
You know what's unfortunate, man? He doesn't know there's no Observer. He's actually playing too cautiously.
I think he's trying to find the Observer and snipe it because he assumes there will be one, but...
Well, this is... HerO probably played a little bit too smart for his own good.
Okay, DT is moving in right now. It's like... I do appreciate, though, that HerO is not underestimating Terminator at all. But this is a very nice DT at the moment. Oh, targeting the Nexus, so you don't want that.
He needs to blink again, just get out. Maybe he doesn't have another blink. Maybe he blinked over that tech there earlier.
And he gets that. Okay, so 6 probes only. That didn't do nearly as well. Like, HerO was just trying to play kind of safe there with that DT tech.
Well, I can't really blame him, but it's kind of sad to know that he could have probably done a blow that would have been so strong, I think Terminator could not have recovered from it.
Yeah, if he had an observer, though, and he had tried that, the DT tech might have made him lose, right? So,
yeah.
I like understand why he's trying to play like that. But so far, so good for him. He's been playing quite well. And hey, this is actually doing quite a good job. Right before that cannon gets in. Oh, that's annoying.
Well, good catch there. Game balancing out a little bit, but important to notice that HerO does take an expansion first. Terminator's actually powering off of 4 more gates, so HerO has to be very, very solid on his defense here. There's a chance that Terminator just walks across the map and crushes HerO. Which is, it makes me a little bit sad because I really like the way that HerO played. It was a bit fancier, but Terminator might just end up with a higher Colossus count and more Stalkers. He already has 2 Immortals there, and he might just go over there and smash his opponent.
It seems like, I think that Terminator can definitely, he can at least kill the third. The third is going to have to be given up here. As long as Terminator just does some smart micro around it, there's like no way to attack them through that little tiny choke. But, you know, he's got a lot of Zealots. His Templar Archives is done. Very much liking it for Terminator.
And I think actually this is a kill. I think actually Terminator just goes and wins this. I might be wrong, but I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that there's already Stalkers on the map. You could see HerO desperately trying to distract Terminator by having him turn around. It's not working.
Yeah.
Colossi count should be ahead even for Terminator's army over here at this base.
And this is, look at that choke. You can't really attack through that choke. Nice moves there by HerO to back him up for now.
I do like the hallucinated Colossus, actually.
Yeah. Try to put him in a position where he's a little bit afraid of you. Does push him back for now, and that's important. As long as he can keep that alive, that's really good. But looks like he wants to move around. Yeah,
and this will probably be an angle that he can just attack into. He might want to wait for those 2 Archons to get up there.
Well, yeah, he's going to have... Well, is this 4 Colossus against 3 plus 3 Archons? That is a big, big difference. That is a big difference. Those Zealots are just going to melt so quickly here. On both sides, but especially HerO's Zealots. Well, Terminator has to do this really soon. Waits for that 5th Colossus. There are 4 now, though, for his opponent. Let's see how he does. He does have a Time Warp here. That's big. Time Warps are really important in this situation. All right, pretty good Time Warps all over the place. The Zealots all coming up and getting bunched up. We actually have those Archons from Terminator not doing the damage for a little bit. They finally do get up towards the front. One still dancing around behind, though, and that is an issue.
Yeah, in fact, the ground army here thinning out quicker for Terminator, it looks like. He just has to get rid of that 1 Immortal and then target correctly with the Colossi. Oh, but, you know, 5 versus 4 is a pretty big difference. If he can actually spread them correctly, he needs to definitely get up there, though, and target that right. Okay, so that was quite the trade. That was about as even as it could have possibly gone.
Pretty much. It went a little bit better for HerO because Terminator let his Zealots go straight in, straight away, which means more good volleys from HerO in that beginning of that engagement. It took his Archons a little bit to actually do anything, so small mistake it seems from Terminator on that.
PvP, a very delicate matchup in these big battles, the way the Colossi have to be positioned here.
All right, well, he is pushing forward right now. Probe's actually coming up for a little flank, and they're doing a good job.
I think
very nice
Terminator just screwed this up.
Yeah, he's dead.
I think that is it, man. Losing this many Colossus, that's it. Terminator taps out. GG. HerO wins game 1.
Very nicely done.
Kidding me?
Yeah, that was super good. That hidden pylon did everything. If the probe had seen that pylon, the entire game looks different. But instead, HerO did kind of a greedy build while faking like a proxy oracle. And when you open with a Phoenix, you just can't kill them early. So he had no way to punish that fast expand. Terminator was just kind of behind. And it was well done. That was a really good mind game move from HerO that really paid off.
You know, after seeing a game like that, HerO definitely has the... he has his old style, but I'd say tweaked, refined.
Yeah.
Battles executed much cleaner. He definitely has a shot of winning this.
Yeah,
he definitely can do it.
That was really good. I'm still leaning towards Terminator. I think that Terminator played that very smartly, but if he allows his smarts, quote unquote, to be used against him every game, that can be an issue.
You know, it's funny when you have a player like Terminator, their mind is running all these different algorithms to just check and eliminate all possible cheeses. So, because PvP you can lose very quickly early on, but what HerO's doing is he's playing around that. He's doing things that would force Terminator to play a certain way, and then HerO goes down a logical path that is probably safer than the builds that HerO thinks he's responding to.
Yeah.
And that's how you beat a great player like Terminator.
Actually, that's a really good point, and I actually have a lot to say on that. I'm going to wait till we get in game because I want to kind of echo what you said. Like, I have this kind of idea / theory of PvP, and kind of based on what you said. So I'll wait till those intros are done. I don't want to be interrupted. It's important.
Guys, we're going to be going into game number 2 now. HerO, by the way, HerO with a capital O, so that sign was probably for HerO in the audience. Now going 1-0 against Terminator. Can he keep the ball rolling? Or will the current favorite right now, Terminator, turn this around? In the upper left in the red, he is
GNR Green Wings Terminator.
in the bottom center in the blue.
Liquid HerO.
Okay. So, let me do my little spiel here.
Whoa, easy. 2 hands on the keyboard. Did you see that?
Was he typing a letter?
I was like watching one of those special customized dances on a DDR machine, you know? Welcome to the studio. Thanks for coming down.
Hope that you are enjoying the fantabulous matches today.
I'm really happy HerO's playing better. Anyways, you said you had a lot to say about what we saw here.
It's an 11 gate right there from Terminator. Okay, so basically in PvP, this is going to sound really stupid, but in a way, the weaker player has an advantage.
I would say when you get to the highest levels under certain circumstances,
Yeah, I don't truly 100% mean that,
I
but
think
like,
a lot of people could misunderstand what you're saying, but I get what you're saying, so I'm trying to just like tailor that statement a little bit more. But
so basically what I mean by that is when you are clearly perceived by everyone, including yourself and your opponent, that you are the weaker player, you can take like a little bit more of a risk, and the stronger player tries to hedge a little bit more. But PvP can be very, very hurtful in that way. Like, for instance, when you see very top players, like how did Trap go on a sick run and beat great players sometimes? Like, not always, but he's beaten great players like CJ HerO and Rain and all these guys. It's because, and Zest, it's because the better player tries, he's like, okay, God, I got to get the Robo right now, or I could die. And the thing is, you just take one big risk in a PvP, and if your opponent reacts in a really smart way, you can actually tailor it to hurt that. So we see that actually quite often. In fact, Terminator against HerO, CJ HerO in last season Code S, when he beat him, he did things like that where he's like, okay, this is the little risk I'm going to take. I'm going to get a slight Stalker advantage here. And if he just continued to make Stalkers, I'm going to be in trouble. But if he stopped like he probably should here, then, you know, I can win. And we saw that from HerO, where it's like, okay, Terminator reacted in a very smart way, where if he's playing on the ladder, he's going to crush a nerd. But Liquid HerO is good enough that he's been able to pull this off with this strategy. I
think one way to rephrase what you're saying, because I think it's such a complex concept, is
it's hard to
have two Code S players and one's a little bit more solid and safe and has better results. A player who's been a little bit inconsistent but is also Code S, Code A quality can do a lot of sneaky stuff that will force that conservative player to alter his builds more, which can allow that guy behind to get the builder advantage that can then give him the lead and win.
Yeah, and some players don't do that. Like, don't play the safe edge of it very much, like Parting, SOS, and MC.
TT's, by the way, from Terminator. And unexpected build there.
Players like that, that It's really funny the way that interacts, because sometimes those three players, for instance, don't seem as solid as Zest, Rain, CJ HerO, right? They don't seem as solid in the matchup because they're willing to take those risks against everybody, whereas those other three aren't. But then when you get players of exactly the same caliber, like top of the world, then all you see is like mind games. It's like it's very interesting the way that PvP works in this regard. I really quite enjoy the matchup.
I don't think, by the way, this Mothership Core is going to see
I think you're right.
the Dark Shrine, which is unfortunate because he might just see the edge. Oh my god.
He might.
Is he going to see it? Oh! He misses it.
Don't know if that's enough info.
Yeah, the only minor tell would be that it's placed over there.
Yeah.
But you can place stuff far away just to hide gateways. So
both are going for a very similar build, by the way.
I'm sorry, I wasn't actually checking for HerO's build. Does he have any detection at all?
No. No, he's just going straight to
Terminator's just going to win this, right?
Well, probably. But we also have DTs coming up for HerO, and there's like, when it's DT versus DT with no detection, there are funny things that can happen if you have enough DTs out, like hold position on ramps and stuff, but I don't think we're getting to something like that.
So really the first person to make a forge here.
Yeah, a forge.
Or oftentimes hide a forge, by the way, at the proxy.
If you hide a robo or a forge.
That is a sick little tip I just gave you guys.
Yeah.
Hide the forge at where the proxy pylon is.
Yeah, the DTs just can't kill each other, so it's like, if you can hide a robo or even a forge, that can absolutely win you the game. I've been in a lot of situations like this as well. Oh my god. So, all right, it looks like we have a robo being made, I believe, by HerO. Yep, that's a big deal. That can just straight win him the game. And right now we don't even have the gas for Terminator to start one. That's a big deal as well. Now, if HerO doesn't find this forge before DTs are out, he will just, before an observer's out, he will just lose.
Okay, so
we might actually have HerO go to code. Okay, he's starting a forge of his own.
And that forge, there it is, guys. The well-placed forge.
Yeah, that's a nice hiding spot for a forge. That was a good choice since he didn't have the minerals. He's going to have to warp in 2 cannons, and then he has to protect the pylon and the cannons, and it's like, oh god. The DTs right now for HerO coming back to try to save buildings. Okay, so all that matters is those cannons.
Probe count is 1 for each side, by the way, so just to keep in mind, they only have a few other structures they can make, and okay, there we go. So Terminator spent the rest of his bank there. Important, to note here, the Nexus has been killed here first. HerO's Nexus was killed.
Oh, that is huge, and should mean victory.
Let's see, though.
Yeah, I mean,
can't really cancel that.
That's it.
That's it.
He wins it because he has an observer. All right. Wow. Liquid HerO 2-0. Crazy.
And really different PvPs from what we're used to casting here. He's going to get the forge now. Notice, just to kind of sum up the rest of this game here, he didn't have enough minerals to make a another cannon.
You know, this isn't 100% done because he has so many more stalkers, Terminator does, that he may be able to just micro around DTs. DTs don't catch stalkers, really. You can just micro shoot, and then how does your opponent...
No, he doesn't have any...
Yeah, but if he can kill all the buildings first, because that's actually how you win a game of StarCraft.
Well, hold on, though. With the cannons there, too, and there's 2 stalkers here...
Well, the thing is, he has 5, right? So it's 5 stalkers. He can out-micro these DTs.
I guess technically, but then again, oh man, this is weird.
Like, the thing is, we have to see HerO actually decide there's a building he's going to save.
And see, here's the other problem, too, is that stalkers bruise pretty quickly, you know? Yeah. There's not, you have to micro these all the way across the map. Where are the rest of HerO's DTs, by the way?
There are 2 of his buildings. He only has the 2 DTs. He only has 1 stalker actually killing buildings. So see, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that was a Terminator stalker. Oh wait, no, he sent one of his stalkers back to deal with that.
Oh, okay, so he's actually got a probe out here to hide. I forgot about that. There's 1 worker left for HerO. So he's going to go for this Nexus up here.
Yeah, I think, ooh, this is a hard area to micro. Oh, nice micro there by Terminator.
I think what he actually has to do for micro purposes here has to run into the center of the bunch.
Yeah, he just needs to swipe as many times as he can.
Yeah, this is not about killing 1 individual stalker here.
He has, how many buildings do we actually have left? He's just putting up a couple pylons in the middle of the map, but he can always see them. Oh, you can't lose that many stalkers.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah,
just a few good bruises.
Little bit off on that micro, and that's really all that matters, too. He does have a couple DTs, though, and they are walking out to find these pilots. Actually, Terminator's going to end up winning despite having no detection, I think.
Well, the gas geyser that's taken there, that's pretty important. No, wait. He had an observer, right?
Yeah, he has
am I crazy? Where's
HerO has an observer.
Where's his observer? Where is that, actually?
I'm not sure right this second. Okay, this is a big moment. Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Can he kill it?
Where's the observer? Where's the observer? Where is that?
There it is. It's
oh
actually.
my God.
He needs to just No, he needs to right-click on this geyser. There's like a. He's not. I don't. Maybe he will get it.
Oh my God.
Micro those DTs, different directions.
Oh
my God.
Oh!
Wow. Liquid HerO
Jesus.
has to be kicking himself.
I cannot believe that. If that observer had been there, a little bit quicker.
Oh, he auto win. Like, I'm surprised it was. Where was it? Why wasn't it near the buildings?
I don't know. Yeah. Where the hell was that thing the entire time?
When you have detection, you can just play defensive. Like, oh man, you let one DT go kill your opponent, and then you just sit there with an observer around a couple buildings.
Yeah.
And they can never kill all the buildings before the DT kills other sub. But wow, HerO actually kind of messing that up. That was definitely his game to lose after he found those cannons.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If HerO is knocked out today, if HerO's knocked out today, he's going to be kicking himself, man. That sucks.
Certainly sucks.
That sucks, man.
I think we all can agree that sucks for HerO, but he misplayed that.
I suppose he can't be that discouraged from it, though. He won Game 1 and Game 2 was fantastic.
Yeah. Should have been his, though, and like this is again, I think Terminator is favored, even though HerO is playing really well today. I'm super impressed with it. HerO now with that win should be feeling very good. Like, he snuck that one out. He snuck that one out under the wire. It was so close to a loss. It should have been a loss in every way, but he was tenacious and stayed in it.
Terminator with that win there.
Huh?
It's 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terminator with that win back there.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh yeah, I think you say HerO actually. So yeah.
Well, he's my hero after that win.
But yeah, I mean, it was a real cool game. This might be one of the best of fives we have actually in Code 8. We've had a lot of good ones.
Yeah, there's
but if these games
quite
can
a few.
keep up, hell yeah.
Yeah, this has been a nice series so far. We'll see what map number 3 looks like. Terminator, you can see really in a good mood after that win.
No kidding. Well, even if he loses, that's a game you'll never forget.
That is.
HerO in a bit of a reflective state right now. You know, he's actually played a little bit better than his opponent throughout here, but he made that one mistake. Sometimes it comes down to one unit in one place at one moment, and nothing else matters if you didn't do that one thing.
No, it's all kind of funny the way that it worked out. Because he got the observer, he didn't have as many stalkers, allowed HerO to Terminator to start winning the base race in a certain way because he had more damage output. It's very interesting stuff. Well, King Sejong Station coming up next.
Yeah, King Sejong Station, our classic StarCraft II map here. What are they going to do here? It's a map they've both experienced more times than we can count.
Yeah, no doubt. Great map. Really, there's a huge range of plays that you can make here, so could be anything from Blink to expand to Oracle Proxy. We'll see.
Let's see what happens as we go into game number 3 right now in this GSL Code 8. In the upper left, in the red, our Protoss player, he is
Gene Green Wings Terminator. Liquid HerO.
In the bottom right, HerO doing very well. Close loss there.
All right. So. Oh, that's an 11 gate.
I believe we had a Terminator do the 11 gate in the first game, right?
Yeah.
Or the second game, I mean.
Yeah,
the last game we had.
That last game was the first game.
Yeah.
The first game of the rest of the series. All right, we'll see what he plans to do with this fast gateway. Several builds you can do. 3 gates, fast Oracle, fast Phoenix. The fast Phoenix isn't very common on 2-player maps, though.
No.
If you see 11 gate on like Deadwing or something, it's a great move, but could definitely be a proxy Oracle or like quick blink, you know, something like that. Wow, that last game was crazy.
A treat.
Yeah, I love games like that. They're so crazy.
Well, those are like truly the great StarCraft games, you know?
Yeah.
When you see a game like that is really like the best of the best StarCraft. I mean, it's a great game. The strategies are really good. They're tricking each other. They're making all these cool moves, and then it does get into one of those moments where, oh my God, well, this all comes down to, you know, how many just few extra minerals they mine, how well can they think on the fly, how well they can, you know, control units perfectly for several minutes at a time.
Yeah. Oh, looks like a proxy Oracle play.
And that is literally as close as you can proxy an Oracle.
Yes, that is so close.
That 1/4 of a second travel time to the
we
mineral
have
patch.
Occasionally someone builds like a pylon there and spots this. We've seen that before. I don't know if that's going to happen here. Oh, it looks like this game the hidden pylon is actually on Terminator's side, using a strat that HerO used earlier.
Which I think is smart because HerO is most likely to respond to strats like that.
Yeah, well, HerO would definitely notice something like that, right?
Exactly.
If he's doing something like that, he knows exactly what to look for.
And the only reason why HerO does these strats is because he learned from his own experience that if he doesn't see the pylon, then do this or that. So.
All right, HerO sees that there is a missing pylon.
Oh my God!
Wow, it might come back on the left. It's possible.
It's possible, but
I don't think it will.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they want to scout with the actual. And also keep in mind that Game 1 he did something where it made it look like he was doing a strat like this.
You know what? It's not coming back on the left. I think HerO's going to be able to take this Stasis. Oh, God, yes, for sure. What the hell? He's actually going Robo. Just straight up, this is not... Like, straight up, if this Stargate was his opponent's base, he'd be ahead. But it's so close.
Oh, my God, and the Stalkers are moving out.
Oh, man.
Here we go. And even Nexus Cannon triggered late. In fact, not triggered at all.
Yeah, he doesn't have the energy
quite
yet.
What am I saying? Yeah, I can't even do that just yet.
Oh, man. Oh, my
God.
God.
10 kills.
That's insane. And
he actually ran out of energy there.
You know, HerO just...
could not have killed any more than that.
Oh, my God. Okay, he actually cancels the robot. I don't know if he actually saw that, but... Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, and you see he's gotten him low enough.
Forces that Nexus Cannon, saves it somehow. HerO just adding gates perfectly. This shouldn't be too recoverable for
You
Terminator.
wouldn't think so, would you?
No. To lose this many probes, canceled his tech right before finish. I think Terminator just blindly guessed there that was DT's, I think. Like, he was making a robo. You never make a robo before expansion in this matchup. It's just like a garbage build. Like, just blink out maneuvers it, and Stargate straight beats it. So the only reason he could have been getting it is, especially with 2 gases, yeah, with 2 gases, the only reason you would get it would be to get an observer out. So it seems like HerO is just, like, completely outdone Terminator here, once again, as far as hiding his tech.
I think we are going to see HerO actually win here today.
It's really looking like it, yeah.
And look at this. They can just one-shot.
Oops.
Oops. Well, not the end of the world, really.
No.
Certainly not.
As long as he keeps one alive, that's good.
Yeah, because that decreases mobility for Terminator and eliminates a ton of options. So, yeah, the follow-up here from HerO is pretty clear. He just wants to make non-stop Stalkers, keep incrementing probes out in case this game does go on to a later game, but just get non-stop Stalkers, get Blink, push forward with the Oracle and the Stalkers at the same time. Yeah. Ideally, Stalkers first, Oracle second.
Yeah, how does Terminator come back here?
I'm not sure, because with the Robo Bay building, I mean, what is he going to get Immortals out in time? I don't think so.
Yeah, like, when can he take an expansion is my question. Is it somewhere, like, okay, he's going to try to take it now. We don't really have that many units, though. Well, I guess Blink isn't done, so he still has, like, a little bit of leeway.
Well, I think if he has any chronos on those Blink, I think the time is now, because this timing works out, so it's right before the Robo finishes.
And with these stalkers at the bottom of the ramp, this game, I'm calling it. If I was his coach, I'd throw the towel in. This is like, you're going to be so late actually expand.
Well, he might have overextended here.
Yeah, I guess
now,
he
Blink
did.
is not done yet.
Wow. Is this how you come back? Wow.
I think this is how you throw. I think this is actually how you throw Artosis.
It is how you throw. Like he was greedy to kill that.
This is not the story of the comebacks. This is the story of the throws.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, let's see if he can do any more damage here with this.
Well, I would say after killing that many stalkers when your opponent already dedicated himself to going Blink.
Well, with
that's
one immortal out
tough,
here, I mean, the stalker count is not so incredibly high that he can deal with it no problem.
No.
I don't even think you really have to micro fancy.
No, certainly. He has the advantage.
He
in
could
that
blink
regard.
into the main. He could do something like that. But look at him, game of cat and mouse here.
This is bad too. Look at that.
Tags that just so he can check for later on.
Ooh.
Nice blink there. Very important that HerO micros perfectly. These guys make for a really good best of 5.
Yeah,
I mean,
certainly.
I want to just make these guys play all day and we sit here and cast it.
Tell you, I would like that, but so far HerO's made it look like maybe it should be a 3-0 for him. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh my God, now that's a good
really
blink on. Next you go for the sentry here. Misclick there. Okay, I believe the second immortal just came out.
Yeah.
There it is. Got to be careful with that. Now, Terminator has to fight and gain control of the lower ground here. He has to do that. I don't even believe he can cancel the Nexus. I think if he cancels it, he loses anyways. So
may as well leave it up. You're right.
This all comes down to just holding this location down here. Now, the immortals, again, the second time he's had the immortal in this pretty god-awful spot.
Yeah.
Pretty shoddy positioning there.
Okay, he needs that Nexus Cannon. He does get the Nexus Cannon. And actually, there's no spotting stuff for HerO right now, right? Where's his Oracle at? He didn't lose it. Not. I think is it in the middle of the map? No.
That's not an Oracle,
no.
I think. That's moving too slow.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know the Oracle's just right over there by the pylon, isn't it? In the upper left?
Oh, is it? It might be.
I think so. So we find out we need glasses.
Oh, it was an
man.
observer. Wow.
Nice job getting that observer. And with his own observer,
maybe he did.
Dude,
maybe the Oracle went back in and he lost it, but I didn't see it happen.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
The Oracle would be a big move right now.
Well, he's got the observer with this. He did shoot down his opponent's observer, so he might be able to blink into the main here too. Oh, you know what? Just go for the mothership core. Oh, that was so good.
Great pick off.
Nicely done. Sentry here for Guardian Shield, but I think it's pretty clear what he has to do now. He's going to go blink up into the main here. And here it is. Oh.
He's getting ready for it, though.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Why so handsome? Look at that.
Wow,
that was so good.
Now you just get all these probes. Just as long as he doesn't overcommit. Like, he's so far ahead. He's been in control, like, basically this entire game. That even picks off a Zeld on his way out.
That was so sick.
He's got over twice as many probes.
Jesus.
I would like
HerO is so good.
I would like to submit for HerO's consideration that he just goes home and makes a Colossus. Like,
that's what
as long as he does not throw away these stalkers, this game is so his. Look at how big his economy is. It's insane.
26 workers now to 48.
This is where you just make enough, make a couple sentries so his immortals don't just free win you, and then, I mean, Terminator just can't catch up economically speaking. Can't do it.
I mean, HerO here sent from the past of StarCraft II to win the present. This GSL. I actually think for sure after seeing this series, HerO has to win this whole thing. Between these two.
Yeah,
every game
I would be surprised. He should have been 3-0 now. This should be 3-0 right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on how it went. But, well, to be honest, I mean, HerO made some mistakes and Terminator played that game too very well, so I don't want to, like, rob him of that, but definitely HerO is...
Even if you take Game 1 and Game 3,
yeah,
which are a little bit more like a classic PvP, HerO just looks like he's from another dimension.
Yeah, he's looking great, man. I'm like very pleased to see HerO playing so well. I did not expect a lot. He hasn't really delivered as of late.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. That much is for sure.
Definitely. Third base going up. Quicker Colossus. Charge.
This game is slowed down a little bit from what we were seeing earlier, and that's because HerO basically did the damage. So now it's a race where HerO has already lapped Terminator once. So HerO just backs up, starts to mass up units, keeping a few stalkers outside the base to try to do some harass when he can to keep Terminator out of his comfort zone, unable to expand to a third base. And definitely don't blink up here.
Ooh. Well,
you know what? This is fine. Get 2 Immortals.
At this point, I was saying before, all he needs to do is make sure he doesn't lose these stalkers, but that was like literally right at when I said it. Right now, they don't matter so much anymore. The fact that he traded them for 2 of the Immortals, like, the Immortals counter the stalkers anyways, so like just trade him in that way is very, very good. He's killed off some more probes.
Man. Probe count now 40 to 52.
There's no actual way for you to come back as Terminator here. The best chances would be A, Colossus Turtle and hoping your opponent attacks wrong, or be something like target observers during a fight and warping a round of DTs and kill the arm. Something like those never work. These things I'm saying never work, but they are like the ways that you would try to come back in an unwinnable game of PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From here, the Zealot Archon, it's an easy play.
Yeah.
Spend all your gas on Templars, all your minerals on Zealots.
He has 35 more army supply right now. Try to put that into perspective.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be canceled in about 2 seconds.
So, kind of like watching a fireplace that you just don't keep putting logs on the fire.
Yeah.
As far as how that game went.
Yeah, Terminator was smoldering by the end only.
Yeah, Terminator was a few burning ambers.
Yeah.
But nicely done there by HerO. HerO up 2-1 now. And looking primed to win here in game number 4, excuse me.
Yeah, certainly. Terminator is really going to have to shore up the way he's countering HerO, because so far the mind games have all gone HerO's way. Absolutely.
I'd love to see how HerO does in game 4, man. I mean, excuse me, in Code S.
Well, you very well may.
I can't stop thinking about these games.
I was so sure that Terminator has had such a great run recently. He did well in SSL. He did well in GSL. Going really deep with really intelligent, strong play, macro, micro, strategy, everything looking great. Whereas HerO we haven't really seen do too much lately. But
HerO's sort of come out of 2012 and is now
he's playing well, man.
People.
Very close to Code S now.
Really good. And we're going to find out after the short break if HerO can actually win this or if Terminator's going to have a comeback. Stay tuned.